So for the regular skill tree, I went for armor evasion, strength, strength, strength. I'll get to that later, by the way. And then I went for reduced critical damage bonus, increased armor, and +5 to strength and dex, mainly for the strength. But our armor and evasion is nice, it's okay, although armor is not that good in this game. So I kept going down here for strength. I always pick strength. So here I actually kept going down and picking strength. But I do recommend for you guys to use up the weapon set skill points for increased damage with 200 weapons, going all the way to increased area of effect and +10 strength. The strength is important. And the shield. So attack skills deal 10% increased damage holding a shield, up to increased damage per chance to block. It's going to be quite important later on. So here, like I said before, I kept going down picking strength, but I do recommend you guys to pick the increased weapon swap speed. I'm going to get to that later, it's important. So we keep going down here for strength, keep going for strength, and here I went for all the attributes. I went for all of these. Every single one, just to get like above 40-50 dex and to get the reduced attribute requirements, which is going to be important for later. I'll explain it. So we keep picking strength, we keep picking strength, more strength, more strength. We love strength, and here we pick all the strength. And once you get to a high enough level, I do recommend you keep just going for strength, 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 and get this here, a lot of strength. I'm picking a lot of strength, a lot of damage. Why am I doing that? Well, I'm gonna have to show you what I have equipped. So what makes the build is the armor. That was the main reason why I wanted to make this build. It is Iron Grasp Vagabond armor, and the reason why is because of these stats here. One of them increases projectile attack per 2 strength by 1%, and the other one does the same but for spells. Of course, you get no bonus to life from strength, but honestly, in my opinion, that doesn't matter if you're going through the campaign, it's okay. Later on, you probably want to change that. So for my main weapon set, I just picked the crossbow, and I picked the one that loads an additional bolt, which is really good. Of course, this crossbow is really bad because it has really low stats. However, loads an additional bolt is kind of big. And for my secondary weapon set, I picked the shield. Shield and a mace. Although I don't really use the mace, I just keep it there. It's the shield that I want. And I want as much armor on that shield as possible. And I'll explain to you why. So we go to the skills. And we have shield charge here. Now, shield charge deals 21 to 31 base off hand physical damage at level 9. And gets an added physical bonus per 15 armor on the shield. So you want as much armor on the shield to get the most damage out of it. Now, these sockets are really important here. The main thing you want is stomping ground, causing your footsteps to crack the earth and emit damaging shockwaves while using the skill. It is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. And then I have more physical damage basically in my second socket here. So I have nothing in the third slot, but that's because I haven't really found anything that fits in my opinion, but maybe let me know in the comments if you know. So let's get to the crossbow shot. The socket here just has knockback if I get stunned while using it, and this is mainly because I struggle with unique bosses with this, and specifically the unique bosses that absorb your mana or drain your mana. So that's why I have this on, because I have to be close to them and I have to use something that doesn't require any mana, and I do get stunned at times when they do hit me, so this is really good. So load incendiary shot is my favorite one, 80% of physical damage to fire damage. This is why physical damage is important on your crossbow, by the way. So if you check the sockets, it's less movement speed penalty. I like that because the enemies can't get to me while I'm shooting them. Then I have 25% more attack speed and increased crossbow reload speed. All of these, I just like things that reduce the time needed to do something. I like that. So explosive grenade deals heavy damage. I usually use them in crowds of enemies, and it does work quite well. However, it takes a while for it to explode. So, I have this skill, fires 2 additional projectiles, so 3 in total at any time, but it deals less damage. That's fine though. And then I have penetrate 30% fire resistance, which is very good in my opinion. Herald of Ash, it just helps me with this. It's just helped me deal with mobs again. A little bit of explosions here and there. And Solar Orb is my personal favorite spell that I use on this spell minion Mercenary. It creates a fire orb that has 10-second duration, and it radiates, ignites those that are really close to it, and pulsates every 1.4 seconds. Pretty good. The sockets are skill effect duration, so from 10 to 14 seconds. Very nice. 40% more area of effect. Again, just makes sense with something that is an AoE that lasts for long. And then I have supported skills deal 30% more damage with hits and ailments but can't crit. Like, I'm not critting with this build, so this is just a plus. Now Flame Wall, a personal favorite of many. I like Flame Wall in this build because if you shoot through the Flame Wall, your projectiles, no matter what kind of projectiles those are, it could be spell projectiles, it could be crossbow or bow projectiles. If projectiles go through the fire, they deal additional damage. And that's why I picked the circle. So it creates a circle instead of a wall. And sometimes I just stay inside the circle and do my thing. Sometimes I put a solar orb inside the circle. Kind of cool. And you know, it kind of just fits with the theme. You see the theme of fire, right? Now, Skeletal Warrior Minion. This is where the build kind of becomes kind of weird in a way. But I do like this, and I'll get to why later. So Skeletal Warrior Minion is mostly just so enemies focus on them and not you at all times, right? So you can just get a breather from time to time. And the sockets aren't crazy important, like +1 to support minion skills and die 4 seconds after their life is reduced to 0. Just again, they survive 4 more seconds, and I think the cooldown time before they resurrect actually starts once the life hits 0. So they survive 4 more seconds while the cooldown is ticking. So that's really good. Then I have Ghost Dance. Ghost Dance is kind of a weird one, but it does matter sometimes when you're taking a lot of damage, and it just like it mitigates 1 or 2 hits, right? Oil Grenade. I've been messing around with Oil Grenade. I sometimes use it against like unique enemies, especially when they're just alone and I need to deal with them fast, but I haven't tested it out that much. Now I'm going to explain to you why and how I can have all these things in one build. Like how I'm able to have Herald of Ash, Skeletal Warriors and Ghost Dance in one build. And that is because I use skill set 1 and 2, right? So for skill set 1, I have Herald of Ash and Ghost Dance equipped, turned on. And that is pretty good because in weapon set 1, you're mostly using ranged combat. You're using the spells and the crossbow, and just getting a little bit of this damage mitigation and small explosions does help a lot. In weapon set 2, I have 3 Skeletal Warrior minions, and that's when I switch from crossbow to a shield. And I really like this combination, and I like it with the swap speed. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you a clip of me playing, and I'm just gonna say it, the build is not crazy good, okay? It is okay. It is definitely fun. And I have reached Act 3 with it, so it's not terrible. Then there was one thing that I forgot to mention, and that is that I am going to use my skill points for weapon set 2 to increase minion damage just as a test, because I love minions. And I love this jack of all trades thing I've got going on here. But yeah, let's get right into the gameplay. Okay, so now my Skeletal Warriors are about to die. Well, not really. I think I'm safe. But I'm out of mana, so... Oh, I missed. I missed. Okay, so this is how you can just play the game kind of safe until they die, right? Well, that is if they don't just start attacking you instead. But yeah. There we go. Back to shield. Shield bash. Got him. Alright. As you could see, it is not an OP build. You definitely struggle with it, but it's not terrible. Okay, we got a swarm of enemies here. I often swap back to crossbow just to finish the job, you know? Just to finish them off, and then I swap back, like this. Here we go. Here we go. All dead. Then of course, shield charge is just really good to move around, right? Shield bash, finish the job, and swap back. See, it's kind of fluent in that way, especially when you have the swap speed. Just really fluent. I like it. All right, here we have two of them. Shield bash, more fire. Shield bash, finish the job. Nice. Here we go. You saw that white ring that just spawned there? That was the Witch Hunter skill that explodes enemies. It's really good. It just takes their entire HP and that's an AoE basically. Really good. Finish him off. There we go. Easy game. Let's do it again. Okay, here we go. Finish him off. Make sure to reload before you switch back to shield. That is really important because once you're in a tight spot and you swap to crossbow, you don't want to end up in a situation where you have to reload at a critical moment. Here we go. Got him. Okay. Okay, I'm just backtracking. I'm really bad at these maps. I keep backtracking a lot. Okay, we're opening it. Oh. Look at that. Here we go. As you can see, the crossbow deals a lot more damage. So you might be wondering, why even swap? You know, why even use a shield or use minions? I mean, sometimes I just need to cool off and make the enemies attack something else for a moment. Sometimes I need them to be stunned with a shield charge, sometimes I need to move around fast. It just depends. Shield charge is especially good early on when you don't have a lot of movement speed, but you need it, right? I like it. Like here, pretty good moment to use it. Just dealt with them. You know, with a crossbow you wouldn't really do it. It's a little bit more difficult. Got him. Nice explosion. Got him. Crossbow. Swap back to shield. Spells, swap back to crossbow, reload, shield. Spells, shield, crossbow. Okay, didn't need it. Pretty good. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of tough to use the crossbow to deal with these smaller enemies when there's a lot of them. It can be done, but it's a little bit annoying. What I'm saying, a little bit annoying. When you could just shield charge, right? It's free. Okay, the minions doing their thing. I don't need to worry about them following me around. They can just stay inside the solar orb. Super nice. Okay, so I'm just backtracking again, but I hope this was a good enough of a demonstration. And yes, this is definitely gonna take you through the campaign at least. But nothing comes for free. That's the thing. It's not one of those one-shot builds that's just gonna get you through the game without effort. That's not it. You're gonna have to work for it with this build. But it's gonna feel rewarding and it's gonna be so fun. Yeah, so I hope you liked this video. If you did, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.